So looking back a few years, there probably was quite a bit of hype around the topic of analytics and big data, which has led to everyone doing something, but probably not everyone doing the right thing, which has also led actually to the topic advance quite a bit, and therefore it has become quite widespread in the industry. However, I believe there's still a bit of a way to go for the industry in terms of fully integrating analytics into everyday business, and therefore fully harness the power of analytics and data going forward. So I think there are multiple applications for insurers. So if you're thinking of a sort of a traditional value chain of an insurer, and if you're looking at distribution, I think there's a lot of potential for analytics in the context of go-to-market strategies. So really understanding markets on a very granular basis in terms of penetration, segmentation, behaviors. I think a lot of potential in the context of next best options, which leads to cross and upselling, context of churn, so reducing churn, increase client retention, context of lead generation, so automate the whole lead generation process, and last but not least, to also simplify the customer journey process. I think on the underwriting side, I definitely see a lot of potential in the area of risk selection. So really leveraging novel data for superior risk insights, understanding drivers of loss on a very granular basis in terms of leveraging both internal, external data, structured, unstructured, as well as complement existing data sets with novel data sets to inform pricing. The last area which I'm in particular excited about is sort of the application of analytics in the context of our clients to help them differentiate with their clients and really bring sort of novel insights and novel solutions to their clients that go beyond the sort of the risk transfer solutions. Yeah, so I think I see four main challenges. So I think challenge number one, I would say, is around prioritization. I would always say like less is more. But what I mean here is to truly focus on engagements and projects that truly have an impact on the business, and ideally an impact that's measurable in the form of, for example, like unlocking premium growth, reducing loss ratio, or increase efficiency. Challenge number two that I would say I see is sort of in the context of sort of an emerging profile. So I think the need for what I would call the role of a translator. What we often see is like you have a group of analytical folks and then you have a group of business folks, and quite often they speak different languages. So I think what we see is the need for someone to act as a translator, so speaks analytics and speaks business, and therefore acts as a bit of a bridge and helps in the sort of the selection of the right use cases. Focus or challenge number three is a topic that was always there, and I think it still warrants to be there, which is around data. I think there was a bit of an emphasis looking back around methodology, but we see sort of there needs to be the continuous focus on data as a strategic topics. I think the industry has come across that in terms of recognize the value of the data and think of it also from an asset perspective. But we truly believe to think much more strategic around data is key going forward in terms of unlocking new business opportunity, get more superior on risk selection as well as informed pricing, which is quite pivotal if you consider sort of the fast-changing risk environment that we're currently in. And the fourth challenge I see is more like in the context of culture and leadership. If I would sort of simplify an analytics engagement into three phases, then I would say you have a phase of collecting data, analyzing data, and the third one is acting. So I think the industry gets their arms around the sort of the collecting and the analysis. But I think when it comes to acting, I think there's still a bit of a way to go in terms of taking the confidence then to truly act based on the insights that comes from the analytical insights.